What's going on, everybody? G Funky Boxing post-fight calling show. Taylor Serrano, Valdez, Stevenson. What a night of boxing we had, guys. And G Funky goes 2-0 for the night on the picks. Hey, I'm on a roll, baby. Last week I picked Tyson Fury to win by knockout within 6 rounds. I said within 6 via the uppercut. And it happened via the uppercut. And tonight, I picked Katie Taylor to win by unanimous decision. And I also picked Shakur Stevenson by unanimous decision. And that's what we got. Well, I don't know if the was a female fight. Was that a unanimous decision? I can't remember. But I did pick Katie Taylor to win that fight. And that was a hell of a fight, man. That was one hell of a fight. I know that there's going to be a lot of people thinking that Serrano got robbed. And look, we'll talk about it. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to talk about the fights that just happened. All right. Make sure if you're new to the channel, you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. All right. Make sure you do that. And you already got it in the chat. I read that Serrano got robbed, my man, boxing historian 206. Look, man, it was a very good close fight, in my opinion. Very good, very competitive. And my scorecard read, let me get it right here. I had it 96-94 for Katie Taylor. I felt like she controlled the distance very well for a majority of the fight. I felt like she was landing the much cleaner shots in the fight. Serrano put in some good work, though. She's got a fucking chin, man. I didn't think that she would be able to take some of those left hooks that she took from Katie Taylor. But, man, she was, she took a lot of punches and kept coming and hurt her very badly. And what was that, round 4, I believe? 5, round 5. And then she let off the gas, in my opinion, man. She let off the gas, and I know this is going to be one of those shows where we get a lot of people saying one fighter got robbed and the other one didn't, and stuff like that. Team Batmasters had a good night in the bets. Taylor Smith by KO. A lot of prospects. Yeah, man. And you agree with me. Yep. It was much cleaner, in my opinion, as well. El Chilo Boxing, what's up, man? Yep, fantastic fight. The fight doctor says Serrano got jobbed. Look, I mean, it was a close fight, man. I don't think either way it would have went. I think we'd have the same discussion from the other side. It was one of those fights. But I just feel like Taylor, as hurt as she was, like Serrano should have finished her, man. Now, I don't know. Maybe she got hit with something and got a little hesitant, but she gave away some rounds, man, and let Katie Taylor just recover. And I had after that round 5, I had it. Let's see, round 6, I scored as a swing round because she made it very. She just let off the gas, in my opinion. But I still, I gave Serrano round 7 and round 10. I gave Taylor round 1, 2, and 3. Like, I don't know what the hell Chris Mannix was looking at. That was ridiculous, man. That was ridiculous. He gave 2 of those first 3 rounds to Serrano. I don't see how Serrano wins a round in the first 3 rounds. I just don't see it. And you guys know my policy. If it's a good fight, god damn, my internet is acting up. It's been acting up all day. I gotta turn the camera off so that it's not so choppy. I think it's probably choppy right now, but anyway, shit made me lose my train of thought. Sorry, guys. But you know my policy. When fights are close, we got to see it again. We have to see it again. Definitely. And they're talking about putting it in Ireland. We'll see, man. I agree, Batman. That dude has no fucking business scoring fights. None. No fucking business scoring fights, Chris Mannix. That dude is awful. Oh my God. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to leave the camera off for a little bit because the fucking bandwidth is acting like a bitch right now. I'm sorry, guys. Fight Doctor says I saw Serrano winning rounds 2 and 3. I totally disagree with you on that. Totally disagree with you on that. I don't see that at all, man. I seen Taylor boxing her socks off the first 3 rounds. Boxing her ears off. And again, that head was right there to be touched. Serrano's head movement is just, it's not there. And look, she took those punches, took them very well. But again, this is, you got to score the rounds. You got to score. God damn it. You got to score every round, It's not about how many punches and counting punches and stuff like that. Like, that's not how we do it, man. You say she won by 3 points. I disagree with you on that, man. Puerto Rican Rome, what's going on, man? Now, on to the main event on ESPN. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to try to switch my internet. All right, there it goes. Jesus Christ. All right. Main event on ESPN. Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez. I scored the fight 116-111. I'm going to switch internet. Give me a second, guys. I'm switching internets. Give me 1 second. All right. I hope you guys can hear me. How's the audio, guys? Is my audio okay? I'm getting that stupid Wi-Fi signal on the screen right now. All right, now it's gone. I apologize, guys, for the bad connection here. All right, but like I said, 116-111 for Shakur Stevenson. I had it 8-4. And before I give my scorecard to you guys, I want to say this. One of the worst commentary jobs I've ever heard as a boxing fan was Manny Pacquiao versus Timothy Bradley, the first fight. The absolute worst I've ever heard was that fight. Those guys were trash in that fight. But this took the cake. This was a terrible, terrible job of commentating by ESPN. I mean, how many times did we see Valdez landing straight right hands, which is the punch you want to land on the southpaw, right? And they're just like, "Oh, yeah, this is a masterclass of boxing." all while the other guys landing punches. That's exactly what they did to Timothy Bradley when he was doing good work against Manny Pacquiao in that first fight. I mean, they were just dead quiet talking about Manny Pacquiao doing this, doing that. That's exactly what they were doing here for Shakur Stevenson. Now, look, I had Shakur winning the fight, clearly winning the fight. But I told you guys that Valdez was not going to lay down. I told you guys he was going to win some rounds. He was going to find a way to get in there and land some shots, which he did. I remember when this fight was announced. Oh, I'm taking it back. When this fight was announced, people were saying this is going to be an epic beatdown. That's what they were saying. They were saying Shakur was going to turn Valdez's face into hamburger meat. I seen his face look worse in other fights. People were saying this was going to look like Floyd Mayweather versus Diego Corrales, my guy from Sacramento. Rest in peace. They were saying it was going to look like Mayweather Gotti. Did we see that tonight, guys? I didn't see that. I seen Shakur box a really good fight because he outboxed a really good fighter tonight. A really good fighter in Oscar Valdez. And the disrespect that Valdez got going into this fight was just, I mean, ridiculous. I kept trying to tell everybody that would listen, look, this guy can box, man. And I feel like he did the best that he could, but Shakur, he's just a better boxer, you know? He's a better boxer, and he showed it tonight. The way that he manipulated that guard was brilliant. You know, and then look, the referee kept warning. It's been a long time since I've seen a referee warn a guy for trying to control the guard like that. It's been a really long time since I've seen a referee warn a guy for that. But the way he was just like kind of touch in and then trying to go around, find holes. You've seen him even try to peel away a lot of times when Valdez is here. You know, he's trying to peel away and sneak shots in. Beautiful stuff, man, by Stevenson. Beautiful stuff. And Valdez, he was able to cut those angles every now and then. You know, throw the lead right hand. I love the way he was tripling up on those lead right hands. That was good stuff. Because he surprised Shakur. He surprised him, you know? But at the end of the day, Shakur landed the cleaner shots. He controlled the ring, showed better defense. And that's why he won the fight on my card. Okay, let's see here. Yes, I agree. Legendary bias, absolutely. JC says, Bradley and Ward, such fanboys. I mean, just disgusting, bro. Disgusting. Valdez is over there landing, good right hands, landing, hooks to the body while they're just talking about how great Shakur is. Like, I mean, it's like, come on, guys, like, to call the fight, Yes, he's winning, but like, call the punches that are landing. Like, it's like you can't sell me something when I see a guy getting hit, how great his defense is. I'm not saying his defense isn't great, but he's getting hit and they're just completely ignoring it. Like, that's exactly what they did to Bradley, when he fought Pacquiao. Let's see, they're still going to say that. Yeah, of course. Well, it's going to be masterclass by a lot of guys, but come on, that's not what happened. Let's see. Well, according to Tim Bradley, no, it wasn't. I didn't see a beating, man. I'm sorry. I didn't see a beating. And look, as much of an accurate puncher of Shakur, as Shakur is, I don't think a lot of those shots got in as clean as they were trying to sell you. A lot of those shots were getting picked off by the high guard of Valdez. A lot of them were, in my opinion. Take it for what it is, man. You thought the fight was boring. I thought the fight was good, man. I thought the fight was good. Why he run at the end? Well, I mean, one of those things. Omar E says, good evening, G Funky. I enjoyed the Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fight more than Shakur Stevenson fight. How about you? Yeah, it was more entertaining for sure. Yeah. But there were two different fights. One was a really good back and forth battle. The other one was a boxing match. And the other guy got outboxed. He thought it was boring too. I thought it was a good fight. The GOAT says Shakur missed a lot of punches. And look, you're one of those guys that was saying that Valdez wasn't going to win a single round, and that he was going to get annihilated. But look, I mean, I understand, like, when we see the eye test with Shakur, he looks fantastic, but he hadn't been in there with a guy like Valdez, and Valdez showed you that he could get in there and get some things done, against a great defensive fighter like Shakur Stevenson. Let's see, Taylor Serrano fight of the year. Yeah, I agree. Valdez was getting punished by Stevenson. And I mean, I'm sorry, man. I disagree with that. I think if he was getting punished, I think we would have seen Valdez hurt. We would have seen him take a knee. I mean, even the knockdown in round, what was that? Round 6. It was more of an off-balance shot. He came in, and it's another thing that I said in my prediction, that Valdez loads up too much. And I think he was loading up too much and he was getting off balance when he was missing. Now, that shot that he went down on, Shakur tried to counter him while he got out of the way, and he cupped him behind the head. I'm not saying it was an illegal punch, but he was throwing, and because Valdez was off balance, that's what happens when you load up and you miss like that. You see, you also thought Serrano got robbed. I don't think so. You had it 10-2. I disagree with that, man. I had it 8 rounds to 4. 8 rounds to 4, in my opinion. But let me go over my scorecard, and then I'll open up the phone lines if anybody wants to call in. So I had rounds. The first 2 rounds, in my opinion, were close rounds in this fight, but I gave them both to Stevenson. I feel like again, Valdez wasn't getting enough credit for his body work and being able to cut the distance and get those shots in. You know, he wasn't getting enough credit for that. And again, the commentary team refused to acknowledge it. Refused to acknowledge it. Round 3, I gave to Valdez. Rounds 4 and 5, I gave to Shakur Stevenson, and 6 with the knockdown. I felt like he gave away a couple rounds at round 7 and 8. A little bit too defensive, in my opinion. A little bit too defensive. So I gave those rounds to Valdez. And round 8, I have an asterisk by it as a swing round. But I gave it to Valdez. And then I gave rounds 9, 11, and 12 to Shakur Stevenson. And I had him 8 rounds to 4. He gets the extra point with a knockdown in round 6, 116, 111 on my scorecard. And excuse me, guys. And that's how I seen it, man. So let me go ahead and open up these phone lines for you guys. If anybody wants to call in, we could talk about either fight. I'm all ears. There's the phone number. Let me get it going. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Now the phone lines are officially open. All right. Officially open now, guys. Let's do it. No robbery. I had it 6. I had the same score as you, JC. Let's see. The GOAT says Ward sounded like he wanted Valdez to open up so Shakur could put on a show, but Valdez didn't sound frustrated. A little bit. I don't think he was. No, I don't think he was. Look at this. We got a fucking moron in here, an idiot in here. He's getting timed out. We got a call, guys. Give me 1 second here. All right. First call of the night. My man, A-Rod. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, brother.
Good fight.
Absolutely.
Both Katie Taylor and Serrano and Stevenson versus Valdez. Both great fights, bro. I enjoyed them both.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed the night as well, man. How'd you see the biggest fight in women's history, man? How'd you see that one?
It was a draw, bro. I thought it was a draw. I was telling my homie didn't think so. He thought Serrano took it, but I was like, nah. I was like, it has to be a draw, and nope. They called the win for Katie Taylor. So I was counting a lot for the almost knockdown. She almost had her out of there, and she was physically the stronger fighter. That was Serrano, and what I'm talking about. Anytime she landed a punch, she was locking.
Yeah.
Katie Taylor, respect her. She has a chin on her. She kept her ground. She kept on coming back.
Both women. Both women showed.
Gassed out. I think that's why Katie was able to come back from that.
You know, I seen that too, man. I feel like she got a little bit tired in those mid rounds. But I agree with you. Both women showed a great chin. Now, Katie got rocked in that one round, but she recovered, you know? So we got to give her credit for that. She recovered and was still able to land a lot of clean combinations on Serrano. Hey, 206, once I'm off the line here with A-Rod, you can go ahead and give us a call back. So how'd you see the Valdez Stevenson fight, bro?
Valdez Stevenson, good fight, bro. Fucking Stevenson, I respect the boxer fucking puncher style that he has. I mean, he was, as soon as he found his range with Valdez and he knew he had the longer reach, and he was beating him to the punch. I mean, he was taking some shots in there and stuff to the body and stuff, but he knew just to grapple him up real quick, clinch him, and then control the fight again. Valdez was doing good. As soon as he tried to grab him, he was going to the body, and then he started swinging that freaking right hand like crazy on that body.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, Stevenson, freaking that guy is in shape. He didn't look tired at all during the fight. The only thing I didn't like about the fight was his low blows. One of them looked intentional, but he fucking laughed about it after he did it. I was like, man, no, you can't try to get away with those like fucking Tito.
Oh, he had to roll one in there on G Funky. Let me give him a drum roll. Let me give him a rim shot for that. All right, hold on. Where is it? Oh, there we go. I lost it. There we go.
I have to get that one.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Shoeshine Boxing in the chat. Shoeshine Boxing in the chat says he lost $100 on Valdez. He says, my mama called and asked, I placed a bet for Mother's Day. Oh, well, there you go. Run PMC in the house as well. Thanks for joining us, guys. Yeah, look, Shakur boxed beautiful, man. And, you know, look, I know a lot of people are frustrated with what he did at the end of the fight, you know, moving away. But, look, he had the fight won, you know, like, so.
I thought he was going to do that since the 10th round. I was like, oh, this guy don't do shit. But I think he was trying to get him out of there.
He was, and that's
he couldn't.
Yep.
He was like, nah, you know what? At the end of the fight, he was like, I'm just fucking walk around. He looked at the shot clock and he literally fucking ran away.
Yeah, he was trying to knock out Valdez with some of those shots. But look, credit to Valdez, he's tough, man. Like I try to tell you guys, man, he's tough. People were saying this guy was gonna quit. A-Rod, can you believe that shit? People were saying he was gonna quit in there, like.
The only time those Mexican warriors have quit on the stool is when they already out of the prime already. Because they ain't gonna quit on the stool.
Right, man, right. And like I said, we seen Valdez go down, get up, and win fights, knock those guys out. We seen him fight with a broken jaw, right? Like he's not gonna quit. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. And all you guys that kept saying that it was gonna be a unbelievable beatdown and be like Mayweather Corrales or Mayweather Gotti, and that he was gonna quit. His face was gonna be all ripped up and everything. Like his face looked worse against Conceição. And I mean,
I was gonna ask you guys because I heard a little live show that Shakur is better than Mayweather at 130, and this fight's gonna prove it. And I told him no matter what, this is a warrior, but I don't think it's a better win for Shakur than Mayweather beating Corrales.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough one. That's something I'm gonna have to go back and look at. I can't think of all the fights that Floyd had at 130. So I'm gonna have to go back and look and see who he fought. But this is by far the best fighter that Shakur's been in with. Same with Valdez. And look, you know, we've seen him land a lot of good shots from on Stevenson. You know, so any final thoughts, man, before I move on to get a next caller in, bro?
So that was it. That was the question that I had. We'll see if you make a live out of it. Because I was like, he's more controlled than Mayweather, but I mean, he's not as good as Mayweather. Especially at 130.
I mean, I'll say right now, I think that before I let you go, I think that a 24-year-old Floyd Mayweather would probably stop Valdez tonight at 130. Like a lot of people. Like a lot of people who say things like that, they just seen Mayweather fight when he was Money Mayweather. They didn't see Pretty Boy. So he was a different fighter back then for sure, man. But hey, man, I let you go, clear up the line. I had another call come in, but I appreciate you calling in, man. And hey, man, call in more often. You know, I'm doing these every post fight, you know?
No problem, man.
Absolutely, bro.
Off, I'll try.
For sure, man. For sure. Thanks a lot for the call, man. That was my man, A-Rod. Used to have a channel here, but he shut it down. And you know, it is what it is, man. But good call from the brother, man. Hey, D-Lo, what's going on, man? You say you felt Serrano got earned a win. I had scored it for Taylor, man. Shoeshine says only controversy was the Serrano fight. Valdez was a half step too slow and couldn't establish the jab. No, but you know what? He established the right hand, though. You know, he established the right hand for sure. No blow up enemies. No, I had it 8-4, man. Many folks hyped up what they see now versus what they may or may not have seen in years past. Yes, Floyd may have frozen him, then stopped him. Like, yeah, I agree. I agree. Yes, Fight Doctor. He was deadly at 130. He was a different fighter at 130 pounds than what a lot of these guys seen as Money Mayweather. We got another call coming in, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, my man. The box of the story is on. What's up, baby?
Oh man, I'm bittersweet, man. Bittersweet. Oh man,
Lay it
why
on me,
do my
brother.
baby like that?
Lay it on me,
Why
brother.
they have to do my baby like that? Why they have to do my baby like that, bro? I mean, goddamn, you gonna do that shit in her hometown? And she was the most. Look, if you ask me who should have edged out the fight based off of everything that happened in all these rounds, right? Okay, the first round, okay, Katie Taylor probably won the first. Nah, I don't know. First 2 rounds was even, but the other rounds, third round, fourth, fifth, sixth, there ain't no way. I mean, Serrano was on the verge of stopping that shit, bro.
She was. Yeah.
You know, and had there been 3-minute rounds, Katie Taylor wouldn't have made it out of there. But respect to Katie Taylor, I mean, this was a hell of a fight. And look, I think it exceeded expectations. It didn't meet it. It exceeded expectations. All right. Because it could have been a stinker, but it didn't. We saw high world-class boxing in the with 2 women at that level. So much respect for both of them. But she was able to outbox her for the next 3 rounds, like from rounds 7, 8, and 9. 10th could have been I don't know. It could have been a swing round.
I gave that round to Serrano. I gave the last round to Serrano.
Yeah, partially. It was partially. Yeah, probably her. You know, and for those that the spirit of fucking scorecard, like, you know, I mean, damn, it's like, damn, is the fix and when it's a majority decision or a split decision, like, shit, man, like, okay, you thought that Katie Taylor won by 3 rounds against Serrano in that fight, and one of the judges, right? Another judge had the right scoring. The other judge sat up here and said that Katie Taylor won by 4 rounds.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Fucking victory.
Yeah,
that shit was some bullshit. And mind you, this is in Brooklyn. This is supposed to be her fucking, you know, this is in Madison Square Garden. It's supposed to be in her hometown, man. Why? How does that fucking happen? You know what? Fuck, you call me a conspiracy theorist if you want to. Eddie Germs, you're to blame. That's just me.
Hey, I'll say this, man. Like that, yeah, it wasn't a runaway victory for Katie Taylor on my scorecard. It was 6-4, and I did have 1 swing round. So
right.
It was a close fight, man. Close fight, and look, I kind of felt like, because like I said, the one thing I noticed with Serrano is when she comes in and throws those combinations, she doesn't get her head off that line, man. She just stays right there. Now I'll tell you this: I did see her make a little adjustment. Instead of, ducking side to side, like, we're kind of taught, like, like one of the first things you're taught when you fight is, throw a 1-2, then you slip, Yeah. She didn't do that. What she was doing was she was kind of like pulling back, which, I mean, is not the safest thing to do, but it worked, I seen her lean back just a little bit away from some of those left hooks later in the fight. So there was a little adjustment there. Got to give her some credit for that. But I felt like Taylor took advantage of that, man. I felt like she landed the cleaner shots in the fight. Serrano landed the harder punches for sure. Like I said, she hurt Taylor, but I mean, look, credit to Taylor as well. She recovered, and I felt boxed well for the rest of the fight. What are your thoughts on Shakur Stevenson, man, and Valdez tonight?
Oh man, you know what? I have Shakur winning? Yes, I had him winning before the fight, but I thought Valdez was going to bring some kind of fucking pressure, at least give him some work. Boy, was I wrong. Shakur fucking outclasses dude. Like he had no business being in the ring with him, and that's no knock on Valdez. This is how good Shakur is, and boy, man, Shakur showed me a lot of things I didn't know he had, man, and I think that Shakur pound for pound top 10. Somewhere in the top 10, bro. And I mean, that dude, that was a mass class. That was a really excellent showing of a guy with excellent skills. He probably has the best defense in the whole sport right now.
He might, yeah.
And
he might.
And he showed a lot of attrition on offense, man, with those combination punching and him lighting his face up in the pocket, man. I like that. That was some beautiful artwork, man, by Shakur.
Indeed. Yeah, it was really nice the way, like I was saying earlier, the way that he controlled Valdez's high guard. He was just kind of tapping it at first, and then he would shoot those shots in there. Sometimes he would again tap high and then shoot the straight left hand down underneath those elbows. And we even seen a few times he tried to peel down the hand, and sneak some shots in there. Like the way that he controls guys' guard is a thing of beauty, man. Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
And there was no running tonight until the last 10 seconds. But I just want to put that out there, man, because I know a lot of people are going to try to use that as an excuse. But no, he didn't run tonight, man. He boxed.
Man,
he boxed very well tonight.
He boxed very well. He actually was the bully in the fight, if you ask me. I mean, he was beating the shit out of fucking Valdez, making him look like a fool, man.
It was a great performance, man. I had it 8-4, 116, 111. He gets the extra point there in what round was that? Round 5. No. Round 6.
Round 5, yeah.
Round 6 for the knockdown.
Oh, was it 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you know what's so funny? Some people might say, "Oh, he slipped," but no, that was a legitimate knockdown.
Yeah, what happened, and I said this in my prediction, was that sometimes Valdez loads up on his shots, and when you load up and you miss, like you seen a couple times earlier that he was off balance a little bit when he missed some of those big punches, and when he threw that left hook, Shakur got out of the way and he tried to counter, but Valdez was already kind of falling down, and he kind of cuffed him behind the head, and then Valdez bounced off the ropes, and then a little shot got in. So, I mean, he wasn't hurt by any means, but it's a knockdown, so you got to give him the extra point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what Shakur does from here, man. Does he stay at 130? I have a feeling he's going to go up. And look, he's
you know what? Why not fight the other champions in that division and just establish yourself before you move up, though? Because, I mean, he can beat all those other guys, Gutierrez and Ogawa, I mean, to me, like, what is he going to do? Just move up just as a unified champion when he can clear out his own division right now and just be the kingpin right there and then move up? I think that's what he should do. But, hey, if there's more money to be made with some other guys, why not? So.
135 is there's a lot of smoke for him there, man. I mean, look, we got an undisputed fight between Devin Haney, who's with Top Rank now for 3 fights. George Kambosos, there's Lomachenko, like there's big fights there at 135. Yeah, I have a feeling this is what's going to happen. Whatever happens with Haney and Kambosos, whoever comes out on top, he's going to get that. He's going to get that fight. He's going to move up and get that fight. Or he can move up now and possibly get a Lomachenko. If Lomachenko, whatever happens over there in the Ukraine, I haven't really been following the stuff, but I mean, that's another big money fight.
I haven't either.
That's another big money fight there, man. But anything else you want to say, man, before we open up the lines for another call, man?
Oh, man. Yeah, no problem. Hey, salute to Shakur Stevenson. That's my guy. That's a hell of a fighter right there, know. Outclass Valdez. I mean, shit, fortunately Serrano, they had to do it. They had to dog my girl like that. And hey, but shout out to us to Serrano and Taylor for putting on a hell of a fight, man. And salute to you, G Funky, the chat, and HCP, man. Salute to y'all.
I appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much for giving us the call, man, and voicing your opinion.
No.
That was 20 Boxing Historian 206. Great channel there, guys. If you're not subscribed to him, make sure you subscribe. Let's see. You thought Taylor was hurt 3 I only seen her hurt that one time, man, in that one round, but she was badly hurt. Badly hurt. You had it 6-4, Serrano. with the 10-8 round. No knock. Oh, you gave her a 10-8? I don't do that. I don't give 10-8s unless there's an actual knockdown. You know, that's a big round for her though. Big round. Team Batman says agreed. Oh, we got another phone call. Give me a second, guys. All right, we got my main man, Run PMC. What's up, bro?
What's happening, G-Funk? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. And we had a great night of boxing. And look, I just got some news as well. My sister-in-law is in labor. She's getting ready to have a baby, so I'm getting ready to be an uncle again. You know, I just had my daughter 6 weeks ago, so this is great, man. It's a great night for me, man. But what's on your mind, brother?
No. First off, congrats. That's awesome. A lot of blessings towards your family. That's amazing.
It's baby fever, man.
No, yeah, for real. But no, I just want to talk about the two fights, the main events tonight. I thought it was a good night of boxing. So I want to talk about probably the Taylor Serrano fight first. I mean,
go ahead.
I don't have my scorecard in front of me, but I thought Serrano won the fight. Obviously, I think Taylor, she never gave up. Obviously, for being hurt really pretty early in the fight, and I think for the most part, early in the fight, getting outclassed. But I still think Serrano won. I think I had it scored 7-3 with 2 close rounds going to Serrano and 1 close round going to Taylor. So if you were to like exchange those rounds, then it would be just a one round victory for Serrano. But I think she deserved the victory, and just with her work, I obviously score it round by round, but I still think she deserved it. I think she edged it out at the end as well, even though Taylor did come back. Yeah, those are just my thoughts on the first fight.
Right on. Yeah, man. Look, it's going to be, I already knew as soon as the scorecards were read that it's going to be one of those fights where we talk back and forth about it. But look, it makes great buildup for the rematch, and they got to do it again. They have to, you know?
Oh, I agree. Most definitely. I just don't like how, I mean, it was a close fight. I don't think it could have gone either way. I mean, I think I have to agree with Jake Paul on this one. Funny enough that I'm saying that at worst it was a draw for Serrano. But I just don't like how Taylor, like boxing historian said, seems like she gets the benefit of the doubt. Like, I thought in that first fight against Pursoon, the female Carl Froch, I thought Pursoon won that fight. And then they're like, oh, we'll get the rematch. And then that happens. I think that other fight, Taylor might have edged her, even though it's still a close fight. But I think that's a tragedy in boxing when these are people's well-being. Obviously, I think they'll both get paid well for the rematch, but I don't think the right person got the fight tonight. And that's another blemish on the record, even though they are getting the rematch. But I mean, like historians said and like other people have said, it was a great night for both those girls, very historic night. And I thought it was funny that they showed Layla Ali in the crowd when her nephew was fighting in Las Vegas. I thought that was pretty funny as well.
Right. Well, they had her there for the, Christy Martin also did a little, cut a little promo for the, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool, for them to give it up to them because, I mean, look, they had some big fights as well. Christy Martin and Layla Ali fought each other, and that was a big fight for women's boxing back then. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool for them to even Cecilia Brækhus as well got in there. I thought that was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, it was definitely historic for them, and I'm looking forward to the rematch. And
me too.
Hopefully they make it.
Me too.
They give them some rest, but hopefully they make it immediate. Hopefully there isn't any interim fights because you know how the sanctioning bodies like to put in, like right after you have a undisputed or a unification, they like to put in the mandatories. But women's boxing's so thin in talent that I don't know how you can even have really a mandatory. So
that's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
And these two women are just head and shoulders above the rest of the women in that division. So there's no point in running the mandatory. I mean, look, I get it. It's a technical thing, but come on,
No. I mean, there's only one fight that everyone wants to see, and you don't want to detract from women boxing being sell out of Madison Square Garden, and then you have Taylor fighting in the UK, and then like Serrano fighting in Florida against people honestly we've probably never heard of. So just make it next, build it up, it'll be exciting. But on to the Stevenson Valdez fight. Even though I'm a big Oscar Valdez fan, I do like Shakur Stevenson as well, but I picked Stevenson 9-3, and I think it was about right on that. But it was on paper it would look like a domination, but I don't think it was really a domination in the sense of him like destroying Valdez. He outpointed him and outboxed him and just basically did everything more than him. But I don't think it was like he didn't like destroy him like physically.
Right.
Like he didn't like beat him. He did beat him up, but it wasn't like James Kirkland, Glenn Tapia in the end. It wasn't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I was hoping Valdez, even though it's not really his style, to approach it sort of like Maidana approached Mayweather in the first fight, and even Broner just really go after him and not really care if he gets hit, but just get his punches off. But he never got the jab going, and he seemed to be getting a little anxious, and he seemed a little tight in there because you could see him like having his weight all over his front foot. Tim Bradley said as well, and he was looked stiff, so he sort of was winging his punches at times. So I was a little disappointed in that, and I wanted to see more out of Valdez, but he didn't give up. He definitely didn't quit. Like it seemed like Tim Bradley or Andre Ward were trying to say, like what Teddy Atlas used to say about how some boxers like make an agreement with themselves that they're not going to get knocked out.
I didn't see that.
The fact of the matter is, Shakur just doesn't have that power. He gets the guys with timing, which is it might be even more impressive than the power that he's knocking guys down with timing. But I mean, it was a domination, but not a domination at the same point. But I was thoroughly impressed with Shakur. I'd like to see him clear out 130, but if the money's at 135, like who am I to say that he can't just go up there for the money, right?
Yeah, I think. Look, I said this in my prediction as well. I would have picked Shakur or Valdez to beat any of the other two champions in this division. Now, I don't want to sound like one of these guys like, well, you don't need to fight him. You're just going to beat him anyway. Like, no, I mean, look, if the fights are there and they can be made, fuck it. If you can still make the weight, grab those belts. But look, like I said, there's a lot of smoke at 135, and those are big money fights, and I'm not going to be mad at him if he just says, you know what, look, I won 3 belts here. I had the WBC, the WBO, and the Ring Magazine. I'm bumping up to 135, man. I'm going after these guys. Like, I don't have an issue with that at all. And I agree with you 100%, man. Those guys were trying to paint a picture, like talking about how the referee might jump in and stop it, and like you said, making agreements with what are these guys seeing? Like, they're missing all the lead right hands. That Valdez's right hand was beautiful tonight, beautiful, and it got no credit for it, Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I think I had Valdez winning. I don't have my scorecard in front of me. It was either like in between 2 and 3 rounds, but there was a lot of action in this, and ESPN is going slowly, in my opinion, towards more of an HBO, sort of a company man type of commentating. I mean, It's been there for a while, but Tim Bradley was one of my favorite guys, and Andre Ward, watching them box. And
yep.
Andre Ward's a little bit better, but he has some bad takes sometimes. But Tim Bradley is like all the way converted over to like a company man, which is so funny because Desert Storm, like as we saw, like was like supposed to be like when he was with Gary Shaw, like anti like big promoter, anti this, like sort of like he's the underdog, but then it's like all the way over, and I just don't really like that. But not to downplay, Shakur performed awesome. I mean, I would love to see Shakur versus the winner of the Kambosos Haney fight, and if it's Haney, then that might be a fight that I want to head out to, depending where it's at, because that'd be a pretty good fight of the young guns.
If that's in Vegas, I'll meet you there.
That'd be a good one, and because the young guns have to do something like right now, because they're sort of at a point where it used to be they build up the champions and then they build them up with tough fights and then they get belts, but now it's like they get belts and then they're building them up with the belts, so it's a little bit different, and you can't really, in my opinion, once you get the belt, you can't really take a step back. You have to sort of just keep climbing. So the Haney and Shakur are both in a position where they have to keep climbing. They can't, I mean, with as little fights as they have and how infrequently they fight, this isn't like a Chavez scenario where he can fight all these little, like, not to discredit fighters, but bums in between, but he was fighting 6-7 times a year.
Yes.
Where there's not the case with these guys. They're fighting
2 times. 3. Yeah. Well, yeah, 3 if we're lucky. Yeah.
Guys all the time. Exactly.
Yep.
You have to fight top guys.
Yep.
But I would like to see it. I mean, I think boxing's looking good right now, We have jam-packed next few weekends, but it was good tonight. And even seeing Keyshawn Davis on the undercard, he's looking good, especially so young. In his career.
Oh yeah, he looked beautiful tonight too,
so
man.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be boxing in good hands. I mean, I'm just trying to catch as much as I can. Just been busy as of late, but I'm looking forward to it. But I don't know. It's because I was a little dissuaded with boxing like recently, just with some decisions and just like how the business seems to get in the way of it. But
yeah,
next few weeks jam packed because it's hard as hardcore boxing fans. You want things to happen and everything has to marinate and everything. It's like not everyone's Mayweather and Pacquiao. They haven't built up 20 years of work before they even get to that point. They're putting in 5 years of work and want that same, like they're entitled to it. But hopefully we can get them things moving.
I agree, man. Absolutely, man. Hey, bro, thanks for the call. Always a pleasure talking boxing with you, man. Always a pleasure. You know, I'm here every after every fight. So anytime you're free, man, give me a call, bro. Like I said, love talking boxing with you, man.
Most definitely.
All right, brother. Have a good one. That was my man, Run PMC. Great subscriber. A lot of knowledge that guy's got. Guys, again, I can only take one call at a time. Oh, and here we go. We got another one. Give me a second. We got my main man, Cholo Trucker, in the house, man. What's going on, bro?
G Funky, what's up, homie?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, man. Like I said about a few minutes ago, we had a great night of boxing, 2 good cards. I just got word my sister-in-law is in labor, so I'm getting ready to be a Theo again, man. It feels good. So I'm having a night, bro. But what's on your mind, brother?
Well, man, we got to talk about you real quick, homie. Over there kicking it like Pablo Escobar, lighting up a cigar, homie, kicking outside, man, looking all, straight Bono Rude up. I'm like, look at this guy, man. Good stuff,
I get down, brother,
Yeah. You know what? Going into tonight, I was thinking that the Liam Smith and Jesse Vargas, I was like, this is going to be a good fight. It might even steal the show. It was a good fight, but it went kind of down the way I thought it was going to go down. Jesse Vargas is done.
Yeah.
He's done. He's not really in it anymore, man.
He's a semi-retired fighter. Semi-retired, man. Like, and you just can't compete at his level like that, man. You're right.
Yeah, no, that was it, man. So, but man, the one that stole the show was the ladies. And got to give it up to them. I mean, the atmosphere was electric. It just, hey, man, it showed out, man. I really was impressed. I was really all in on it. Now, getting to the fight, I am hearing a little different rumblings here and there about, hey, Amanda Serrano got robbed and, it's in New York and, damn, she got robbed in her own city. Well, the judges are not from New York City. I actually had Katie Taylor winning.
Me too.
Yeah, the rounds that Serrano won, she won them pretty much hands down. There was no question like, hey, Serrano definitely won, those rounds. The ones that Katie Taylor won, she didn't win them hands down. Some of them, yes, but not the way Serrano had her rounds going for her. So I can definitely see how people are saying Serrano won. I will say this. At the end of it, I wouldn't have been mad with a draw. I probably wouldn't even be too upset had they given it to Serrano, but I would have taken a step back like, man, that's not what I saw. That's not what I saw. So, they're talking about a rematch. I mean, the loser here is Jake Paul. He lost $1 million to Eddie Hearn. So, he's got to pony up, man.
$1 million, man. How about that?
Yeah. So, they're talking about a rematch. That's good. That's great. I do not want it to happen in Ireland. I do not want it to happen over there. But, Eddie Hearn came out. Eddie Hearn standing there looking like 007, and he's talking about, hey, if we're gonna do it, let's do it in Ireland. And I'm like, damn it, there's already way too much money in boxing going, across the pond. I'm an advocate, man, of keeping it here on this side of the world, man.
Why
We're
not?
losing a lot to, the UK. But great performance, great fight by both girls, man. And you know what? I want to throw this out there too. I am 100% A-OK with 10 2-minute rounds. I do not have an issue with it. I know, people want to sound like they're heroes and like they're fighting for, women, finger quotes, women saying, oh man, we need the 12 3-minute rounds. No, I'm okay with the 10 2-minute rounds. It gets right to the action. I'm okay with it. It was an action-packed fight. One can say, well, you know what? Amanda Serrano would have won had it been 3-minute rounds. Yeah, that may be true. But, that just goes with everything. With male fighters, how many fights would have ended had it been 4-minute rounds?
Oh, so I know.
Everybody. Yeah. So, the time, I'm cool with the 2-minute rounds and 10 rounds. It was very entertaining. Not a lot of time to just dance around, get to the action. I really enjoyed the hell out of it, man. So
I enjoyed it myself, man.
Rematch.
And you know what I hate with boxing fans is, look, and they talked about the possibility of making it 3-minute rounds, but they had already agreed 2-minute rounds. So look, that argument, look, we can't use it. You want to talk about it, fine, but we can't use it anymore. That was not agreed upon. Just like I hear all the time in other fights, like, oh, if it was 15 rounds, this guy would have. But guess what? It hasn't been 15 rounds in like almost 40 years now. Like, come on, guys. Like,
right.
let's not go there, man.
Yeah.
But give me your thoughts on the main event for the ESPN, man. Shakur Stevenson, Valdez.
Man, I predicted this, man. Oscar Valdez is a good fighter. He's a good fighter, warrior heart, man. He's definitely a warrior. Shakur Stevenson, he's a special fighter. I think he is, he can be the next big thing. I was seeing that just the way he moves, his punches, his accuracy. You ain't got to like the guy. You can say he has, cockiness and the way he's running at the end of that's fine. I don't think he really cares about being the heel.
Yeah.
He's all right with that. And you don't got to like the guy, but damn, the guy is definitely
can box.
A special fighter.
He can box his ass off,
that's
man.
For damn sure. I did not give Oscar Valdez a shot going into this. I just thought Shakur Stevenson was going to pick him apart, and that's pretty much what he did. Now, staying at 130, I'm going to be real with you. There's not another fight I really want to see him at in 130. There's nothing sexy there for me where I'm like, orale, homie, this is a fight I really want to see him in at 130. Nah, not really. Should he stay there and unify all the titles? Yeah, probably. But he's a young kid and he's growing. Remember, he had to take off his underwear to make the weight.
That's right.
And in that ring, man, he made Oscar Valdez look very small.
Yes.
He looked big. So I don't know. If he's going to unify 130, he's probably got to do it this year. He's got to unify those titles this year. He's growing, and it's going to hurt him if he starts waiting to try to unify 130. The guy had to get completely butt naked to make the weight.
Yes, he did.
I don't know if he's gonna have to pull Sean Porter and start cutting his hair to make the weight.
Oh, you remember that? Yes.
yeah. So, but I will tell you this, and you've been talking about it. There's a lot of great fights at 135, and I'm telling you this, Funky, if he moves up, Holmes, to 135, I pretty much got him beating just about all those guys, man. Great fights, but I just see something special in Shakur Stevenson. You ain't got to like the guy. That's cool. Don't like him. But I see something special in him. He can possibly run the table at 135, man, against all those guys that are not fighting each other. But at the same time, I think he has something else to worry about. I think the one thing that's going to beat him and possibly end his career is that marriage.
Mm.
Hey man, it's it, man. A fighter's biggest enemy is a woman. He goes there, he wins the biggest fight in his career, gets down on one knee, and I think, hopefully he didn't give up his career for that, man, because that's possible. That's possible, man. That could end his career right there, homie.
That's beautiful stuff there, man.
Outside of that, G-Funky, hey, man, stay up, big dog. Shouts to everyone in the chat. Make sure you hit that.
Hey, before you go,
like button for my boy G-Funky.
Before you go, I want you to plug your channel, man, because you said you're going to be live this Wednesday, previewing the Canelo Bivol fight. So I want everybody to subscribe to my man Cholo Trucker here. Go ahead and plug your stuff, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on Cholo Trucker. I do cover boxing, but I just do all kinds of other things. If you guys are watching this live, I'm gonna be talking some wrestling tomorrow at 4:30. I just do all kinds of things. I am a trucker, thus the name Cholo Trucker. So sometimes I'm on the road doing things. My channel is not really, specifically on one thing. I just do all kinds of stuff, man. So, but boxing is definitely something that's in my heart. I've been watching it since I can remember I was alive, man. So, so just a great fight, just a great night of fights, man. And got to give it up to the ladies. They went in there, they did their thing. Clarissa Shields is over there dressed like a banana. It would have been cool had they had a face to face with her and Layla Ali, man.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Get Tony Bellew out of there and bring in Layla Ali and have those ladies talk and chop it up, man. That would have been badass. But,
yes.
AG Funky, you have yourself a good night, homie.
You too, brother. That was Cholo
All
Trucker,
right,
guys. Thank you so much, man, for the phone call. I appreciate all the support, guys. Make sure you sub to his channel, man. Really good channel. They previewed this fight, Valdez Stevenson, on Friday. He usually does it on Fridays, and check him out, man. Yeah, he does a lot of different things. It's not exclusively boxing, so you might talk about something that you're interested in. We got some comments here. See, I'm gonna stay on here for another 5 minutes or so. Take one more call. Like I said, we had a new addition that's getting ready to come into the family, so I kind of want to be prepared for that, and I want to miss that. So let's see. Tank is going to sleep everyone at 135, 140. I mean, look, he's got power, man, and he but like I would like to see him step up the competition. You know what I'm saying? That's what personally I would like to see with Tank Davis. I don't think he's afraid of it. The guys know I don't call fighters ducks here on this channel, but it's the thing. It's Mayweather Promotions, and look. The way that they've moved him, just imagine if Shakur had signed with TMT. We wouldn't have got this fight tonight, probably. He said, D'Lo says that marriage may make him better if she's a well-grounded man about his family is a focused man. Yeah, I mean, marriage has been dragged through the mud a lot lately. Some people are for it, some people are against it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But congratulations to Shakur Stevenson, going to be a married man. Hey, let's give him a hand for that. Good stuff, man. Ramon says the zone commentators get you ready for their bogus scorecards at the end. Just my opinion. Mannix is terrible, man. He's awful. Just awful. Like, I don't even know why he's there. Really, I don't. But yeah, look, guys. Shakur Stevenson, look, if he's going to stick around 130, I don't know how likely it is that he's going to get those other guys, those other shots at those at Gutierrez or the Japanese guy. His name is slipping my mind right now. Those are the other two champions at 130. Look, if he's going to stay at 130 and fight another guy at 130, a good fight I would like to see is the Conceição fight. Two good boxers. I know a lot of people are like, it'd be a boring fight, but look. Conceição could give him some trouble too, And look, he's experienced. He's got a long amateur background, just like Shakur Stevenson and just like Oscar Valdez. And that's why you've seen Valdez was able to, do some things in there tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? My man, the Shoe Shine here. Make sure you guys subscribe to Shoe Shine Boxing. It says, if you're up later, I'll be live in downtown Las Vegas. #HCP. HCP is out there in the streets in Las Vegas after the fight tonight. Again, subscribe to my man, Shoe Shine Boxing. Good channel over there. They have a podcast every Monday night, the Shoe Shine. So, yeah, check them out. D'Lo says, I feel like Mannix was the one running GGG's Twitter when he's supposedly going back and forth with Ward on a few months back to get his name buzzing after a long layoff. Wasn't that ridiculous, D'Lo? Like, I remember that. Like, I don't know if you were here around that time when the whole Triple G Andre Ward thing was going on, but I still have my video out on it. It's still on my channel. You can check it out. But I mean, I was like, oh, really? We're going back to this? Like, this is crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But, you know, that's boxing for you, man. That's the way it is sometimes. And, you know, we got to roll with the punches. Pun intended there. All right. But, look, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. Okay. Like I said, you know, there's some stuff going on in the family. Good stuff, though. Nothing bad. Good stuff. And I've been out here an hour. I always want to make sure I stay on at least an hour with you guys to give, you know, people a chance to call in and stuff. G-Money 915 here says, I can't stand Bradley on ESPN. Yeah, he was awful tonight. He was awful. That wasn't year since 2010. Yeah, same as me then. Then you remember all that shit that went down, man. I remember it too, you know. Bellew seems tempted to come back for that Jake Paul fight. Oh, he fucks Jake Paul up. That's another thing I want to say before I go. This guy says Tommy Fury, oh, I should fight him. The place is empty when he fought. You know, if these guys, Mastodov and all these other guys in the UFC want to fight, let's fight. If these guys in NBA want to come and revenge Nate Robinson, come like, this guy wants to fight everybody but a boxer. This dude's a fucking clown. Okay. And as soon as he gets his ass in the ring with a real boxer, he's going to get fucked up. Okay. That's all I'm going to say about it, man. The dude's a clown. And that's really all I got to say about it. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Post-fight call-in show for Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. I go 2-0 on my picks tonight. I'm on a roll, guys. But next week, we got another big fight. Canelo Alvarez moves up to 175, takes on Dimitri Bivol, which I think is a fantastic matchup. Round one, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here again. Don't forget to hit my like button, guys. All right? That's the best way to support any channel here that you like on YouTube. Fuck the money, all that other shit. Just hit the like button, man. Does wonders for the channel. But anyways, guys, wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit that notification bell. The band's going to take you out. G Funky Boxing. We'll see you on the next one.